Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope that you all are fine. Okay. Now today we are going to see the 10th lesson of 6th standard science, that is motion and measurement of distances. So what's the name of the lesson? Motion and measurement of distances. Okay. So we are in this lesson we are going to study about some important topics. Those topics I will say first. The first point, that is the story of transport. Okay, story of transport. Then we will study about non-standard units of measurement. Non-standard units of measurement. Then standard units of measurement. Then correct measurement of length. Okay, non-standard unit of measurement, standard units of measurement, and correct measurement of length, different types of motion, and the measurement of a curved line. So these are the things we are going to study in this lesson. Okay, so let us start with the story of transport. You know that we are moving from one place to another place, or we are carrying loads from one place to another place. All this we can say it is an example for transport. Okay, so transport of substances from one place to another place is happening with the help of nowadays we are using certain means of transport. But before the invention of these means of transport, people used to walk from one place to another place. In olden days, you know that if you ask your parents may not be knowing that much, but if you ask your grandparents, they used to tell you nice stories about transport. Okay, so they used to carry their food material and they were walking from one place to another place. Nowadays, if you want to come from your home to school, it's very easily you can reach the school. Just you have to sit in your school bus, and by means of that means of transport, that is the bus, you can reach the school very soon. But in olden days, people used to carry their luggages, they used to carry their lunch or the food materials with them, and they move from one place to another place by walking. Okay, and they used to walk. Suppose if they want to go from Puliamala to Trivandrum, they used to walk for many days. Okay, like that they used to walk from one place to another place. Then afterwards, people used to use animals for carrying their luggages, like horse, camel, donkey, etc. They used to carry their luggages, and they used to travel also by means of certain animals, with the help of animals. You know that in olden days, no, especially during that Mahabharata war and all, you can observe they used to use so many animals like horses for fighting with the other members and moving from one place to another place. They used to use animals like horses. And in desert area now also people are using camel as a means of transport, and donkey. Many places donkey used to carry loads for us. Okay, and they used to, nowadays we are not using donkey for traveling, but in order to carry load from one place to another place, we are depending on many types of animals. Okay, the invention of wheel made a tremendous progress in the means of transport. In olden days, they prepared a wheel that is made up of wood. Okay, in the form of a disc, they made the wheel. But there was no that much quality in whatever the wheels which we are using nowadays. The wheel which was discovered for the first time was not that much a quality product. Okay, it was just made out of a wooden disc. And those wooden discs they used to make small carts, and they used to travel from one place to another place. Then after the invention of steam engine, railroad got a lot of development. Okay, the invention of steam engine made the rail transport in a better manner, and with the help of this steam engine, they could carry the steam engine driven carriages and wagons were helped people to carry their loads from one place to another place. And nowadays the developed version which we are using now for traveling from one place to another place. If you want to travel from one state to another state, it is very easily, very fastly we are able to move from one place to another place, but if we are using rail transport. Okay, those days steam engine driven carriages were used, but nowadays electric trains are there. So the traveling, the means of transport became so or far better than those days. Okay, and afterwards people used to travel in water by using wooden logs. The wooden logs, they will make small hollow space, and one or two person they used to travel by means of wooden logs during that time, and that wooden log which was not having the proper shape also. Okay, and those wooden logs afterwards they mimicked, that means they copied from the animals who are traveling in water. Their shape, you know that birds and some animals which are living on the land also, they have body shape, they have a special type of body shape, that is streamlined body shape, which you have already discussed in the previous chapter. What is the shape of the birds? Bird's body shape is streamlined, that means the both the ends are pointed, at the same time the middle portion is broad. Such a shape is known as streamlined body shape. So the people first they were using the wooden logs, and in the center of the wooden log they made a hollow space, and in that hollow space 1 or 2 persons can sit, and they used to travel in water. But afterwards they were observing the body shape of animals which are living in water, which are moving in water, and those body shape they made some other shape with the help of boats. Okay, with the help of these wooden logs they made boats which is having the shape of streamlined body shape of other aquatic animals. So with the help of that they were able to move from one place to another place very easily. Then people that time they thought that if you are using such type of wooden logs with a hollow space, only 1 or 2 person can be accommodated in such type of wooden logs. Then what they thought, in order to carry more people from one place to another place, they were thinking how can we increase the number of people, those who are traveling by means of this type of water transport. Then they thought, and they prepared so many bamboo pieces they have collected together, and they made very broad space they made. You might have observed that Changadam in water it is there, so many bamboos or wooden logs were arranged together just like a big platform, and they used to move from one place to another place by using such a bamboo boats. Okay, that is known as bamboo boats. I will send you all these pictures of all this olden transport system to you through your app. I will send you that information. So the people used to collect a lot of bamboo pieces, and they tied together at such a broad area, so many people were able to travel from one place to another place. Even if they were using those bamboo boats, they were not moving in a fast manner. Then only they were thinking about the shape. They wanted to change the shape of such boats so that they mimicked the body shape of some other animals, and they developed other vehicles. Now what we are observing in speedboat, you can observe in nowadays the developed variety of transport in water, you can observe speedboat is an example. Again ship is there, or ship, boat, all these you can observe their change, the shape is already changed. The front portion as well as the back portion is pointed, so that they will be able to cut the water in a fast manner, and they can move from one place to another place in a fast manner. Okay, so the latest development, that is ships, boats, all are the latest development of water transport. Okay, some more fastest mode of transport, you know that which is the fastest mode of transport? Air transport, you know that. So if you want to travel from one country to another country itself, within hours we are able to reach. In olden days, you just imagine those days, and nowadays we are able within seconds, or sorry, within seconds not, within hours we can travel from one country to another country. So that is that. What is that type of mode of transport? That is air transport. Okay, in 1900, early years of 1900, Wright brothers invented aeroplane, you know that. Okay, Wright brothers. Who are the Wright brothers? Orville Wright and Wilbur Wright. In 1900, early years of 1900, they have developed first aeroplane. Then afterwards they have modified it, our science and technology modified those aeroplane, and nowadays in order to carry the loads, that means in order to carry passengers as well as loads from one country to another country, such high-tech aeroplanes are also developed, you know that. Okay. And another inventions, the 20th century, the contribution of 20th century in the means of transport, that is monorail is there. Monorail means what? You know what is by monorail? The rail or rail transport which is running on single rail. Okay, suppose if you are thinking about our train, normal train, they need 2 rails for transport. Okay, in order to move they need 2 long platforms. So, okay, they need it. But monorails, they need only a single rail for traveling. Its picture also I will send to you. Monorail, it's a rail transport only. In that only a single rail is used, and in that single rail the train is suspended. Both the sides are suspended from the single rail or single platform. Okay, that is known as monorail. And again you can observe that supersonic trains, supersonic aeroplanes are there. Okay, supersonic aeroplane. Supersonic aeroplane means what? The aeroplanes which are moving more faster than the speed of sound. That is known as supersonic planes. Supersonic planes are also, they are using these supersonic planes for fight purpose. Okay, for during the time of war and all, they are using the supersonic aeroplane. What is supersonic aeroplane? Aeroplane which is able to travel more speed than the speed of sound. That much fastly they will be able to move from one place to another place. And again, if you want to move from to another planet, okay, nowadays spacecrafts are also available. So science and technology is developed a lot, that by means of that science, developed science and technology, people are able to move from one planet to another planet. Even to go to outer space, we are using vehicles called spacecraft, we can say. So they are known as spacecrafts. So spacecrafts, aeroplane, supersonic aeroplanes, again monorails, all these are the contributions of 20th century. At the end of the 20th century, all these technological applications were done in the means of transport. Then as a result, people are able to travel from one place to another place, one state to another state, or even from one country to another country. Within hours they were able to move. Okay, so that is also another means of transport. Okay children, now we have already discussed about story of transport. Did you understand story of transport? If you didn't understand, you have to read the lesson once, then you can ask me during the time of doubt clearance session. Okay, it is nothing to understand. Okay, the story of transport only, no? That is just a story, just read it, that's all. So now let us go to the next session, that is measurement. Okay, what is meant by measurement? Measuring something, that is known as measurement. Okay, for the measurement purpose, what all things we are using? Just if you think about your uniform, school uniform, you can observe that here in our school also there is a particular room is arranged during the time of admission, and you used to go to that particular room, and a tailor used to come and take the measurement of your dress materials. You are experienced about it. And again, if you go to shop in order to buy something, you are buying the things by measuring. Or are you giving simply some money and taking something and coming back? No, you are giving money. So for that you need to get the particular quantity of material to you, and for that quantity measurement we are depending on a measuring device, you know that. Okay, so there also we are depending on measurement. And in your textbook there are two activities are given. In 10.1, activity 10.1, your teacher asked you to, or a group of students are asked to measure the length of the classroom with their foot. Okay, a group of students were asked to take the measurement of the length of the classroom with their foot. You know, foot means, you know, okay, with your feet, that we also will call it as foot. Okay, and with the help of foot, if you try to measure the distance of length of your classroom, suppose a tall student is there. A tall student, when he used to measure the distance, automatically his when the child is tall, and his foot also a little bit taller only. Okay, it will little bit longer one. And when he measures, suppose if he got 10 foot length, if he got, another small child measuring the same distance, then he got 15 foot. Okay, so one child, when he was measuring, he got the length of the classroom as 10 foot, and another small child measured the distance of the length of the classroom, then he got, it is 15 foot. And another child, like that, a group of students, sorry, maybe in your class 30-40 students were there, and all the 30 students were asked to do the same measurement, and the number of members are more, and then the size of the children are also varying, but the measurement of the classroom or the size of the classroom is not changing, and all the children are taking measurement one by one. And finally teacher collected all those information, and they have asked to note their measurement. One child got 12 foot, another child got 15 foot, another child got 10 foot length. The same length, the different people measured with the different sized feet, they all are getting different measurement they are getting. Okay, So, we can say this is an example for a non-standard measurement. The same length only, but we are not getting any uniform measurement, we are not getting. According to the number of the, according to the size of the foot, the measurement is varying from one person to another person. Okay. Suppose a small person measure, he will get a one particular reading, and some more taller person measure, according to the size of his foot, his measurement will be different. So, like that in a classroom 40 students are there means, we will be able to get 40 measurements, the same length only, but we are getting 40 measurement. It is varying from one person to another person. And you know that if you go to flower shop and all, whenever we are asking to buy, when we want to buy some flowers or garlands, they used to use their forearm to measure, or otherwise they will use their hand span. Okay. Suppose if you want to measure the length of this scale, by using hand span we can measure like this, 1, 2, like that. Okay. We are able to measure. This is known as hand span. The distance from here to here, it is known as distance between these two fingers, that we can call it as hand span. So, like that when I am measuring, I am getting 2 hand span and again no 2 fingers. Okay. So, in olden days they used to measure the things like this, but sometimes they will use their foot, sometimes they will use their hand spans to measure the things. And if you are using hand span, suppose if you want to find the distance of your table, okay, the width of your table if you want to measure, you may use your hand span. And if your hand, the same activity we can, in activity 10.2 it is mentioned that a teacher asked to take the width of their own desk by using those children's hand span. Suppose a small child, you know that his hand span, the length will be very less. And if the child is a tall boy, his hand span will be little bit more. So, if you are using hand span to measure the things, or if you are using foot length to measure the distance of a table or classroom, it will be varying from one person to another person, because the size of the fingers are varying from one person to another person. The size of the foot are also varying from one person to another person. Because we are using the body parts of each and every individual is varying from one person to another person. Then automatically the measurement also will be varying from one person to another person. So, we can say these all technique which we used to measure the things are non-standard unit, we can say, because whenever we are getting the final reading, whenever we are getting the final measurement, there will be variations, there will be confusions. The same distance measured by different persons by using their own body parts, then we are not able to get an actual measurement. Okay. The measurement will be varying from one person to another person. If you are using forearm to measure, suppose now you can see here there is a long stick. Okay. And if you want to measure the length of this stick by using our forearm, we can use like this. Forearm means the distance between our elbow to the tip of the finger, that is known as forearm. This much distance, that is known as forearm. So, if you are using our forearm, we can measure. So, now when I measure, half of the stick is covered by using my one forearm, okay, distance. Then another half is remaining, that again I am measuring. So, now second forearm full, it is not there. Okay. So, again if another child, if a small boy is measuring, he may get it is of 2 forearm, of his forearm we will get. Okay. So, like that the person, those who are measuring the things, their body organ size is different if they are using forearm. So, just we can see, we can measure the distance of this stick by using our hand span. So, this distance, okay, this much distance is known as hand span, we will say. Now, if I measure the distance or length of this stick by using hand span, I can do it. Now, you can observe it, 1, 2, again 3, then 4. Okay. My 4 hand span and little bit, around 1 centimeter distance is remaining. So, in this way we can measure this distance. But whenever we are doing these measurements, because we are using our body organs and every individual's hand span, forearm and foot length is also varying, this distance, this measurement will not be accurate, it will be varying. So, we can say these all are example for non-standard units of measurements. Okay. non-standard. There is no standard. We are not getting an actual measurement. So, it is non-standard units of measurement.